Rich County, to some, may just be a cold corner in northeast Utah. But to those who call it home, Rich County is a place where competitors live and championships are born. Under first-year head coach Lex Cornea, Rich men's basketball looks to turn things around. With no shortage of returning firepower and a hard-nosed Rebel defense being instilled, the boys who call Rich home are prepared to dominate on the hardwood. Welcome into another broadcast of Rich men's basketball on My Local Radio. This broadcast could not be possible without these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. All right, Rebel fans, get ready as it's time to join the voice of the Rebels, Matthew Peterson, down at the court for another edition of Rebel Basketball.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Wendover, Utah for today's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the Wendover Wildcats. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy to have you alongside me as we get started here in our Gary Tuscher pregame show. Now, we do have the conclusion of the JV game going on right now if you are watching at mylocalradio.com. Right now, it's a 45-38 Wildcat lead, but we got our pregame show to go to. So, we'll have our J-Bar Excavation Scene Set, our Western Ag Credit Standout Student, and our T7 Propane Coaches Show to start things off until we get to the second half of our Gary Tuscher pregame show. That's Gary Tuscher, a CPA. For all of your accounting needs, you can visit him at 110 North 8th Street in Montpelier, Idaho. Give him a call at 208-847-2601. Committed to helping you achieve the highest return on your taxes. Visit him at www.garytcpa.com. Right now, it's Hayden West at the free throw line for the Rich Rebel JV team, trying to get his side back in this one, down by 9. We'll have our pregame show now. We'll step aside momentarily, and when we return, it's time for the J-Bar Excavation Scene Set. It's the Rebels and the Wildcats getting underway in about 30 minutes right here on Rebel Radio.
Two of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tuscher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
Back into the Gary Tuscher pregame show. We've got 3 minutes to go in the Rebels JV matchup against the Wendover Wildcats. Rich trailing 47-39. And let's get into our scene set. Scene set brought to you by J-Bar Excavation. The team, the tools, and the equipment for your excavation project. Give them a call at 435-793-5855. That's the team, the tools, and the experience. All right, so the Rich Rebels are entering with a 3-1 record. They've got 3 players averaging over 10 points per game, and you can probably guess who the 3 are. It's John Scott, Connor Greer, and anyone? Logan Muirbrook. So those are Riley Taylor, actually. Fooling myself even. So this is the best start for the Rich Rebels through 4 games. I know, a small sample size, but still. Since the 2016-2017 season, and this will be the final game of the 2020 year. So they'll pick things back up on January 7th of 2021. Now, as for Wendover, let's learn a little bit about the Wildcats and their young season so far. They are 1-1. They're coming off a win when they took down Valley 56-48 for their lone win of the season. They had a lot of success last year. This was a team that went out and went 20-5, a perfect 8-0 in their region. Now, they fell short in the playoffs. However, they did have success against Rich, taking them down 80-68. Now, Coach Corney has scheduled 2 games with the Wildcats, so this will be the lone away game for Rich, and they'll welcome Wendover in a couple of weeks back in Rich County. But that's our scene set, brought to you by J-Bar Excavation, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. We're going to continue on here in our Gary Tusher pregame show. When we return, we'll get into our standout student portion of it, brought to you by Western Ag Credit. It's the Rebels and the Wildcats getting underway in about 25 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We've got more Rebel basketball coming your way.
Whether you're looking for gravel, sand, topsoil, rock, or other materials for your excavation or landscaping project, trust the experienced, knowledgeable team at J-Bar Excavation, specializing in sale and delivery of the materials you need to finish your project. J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, Utah has the team, the tools, and the plan to help you create exactly what you're looking for. J-Bar does quality work that fits your schedule and your budget. Call J-Bar Excavation today, 435-793-5855.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
Now time for the Western Ag Credit Standout Student, your partner in agriculture. So let's turn things over to today's Standout Student.
I'm now with my Standout Student portion of the broadcast. It's senior from Rich High, Cambry Fairborn. Cambry, thank you so much for the time today. I want to start by asking, how is your senior year going?
My senior year is going great. It's a little different than I thought it would be with all the COVID, but it's still really good. I'm enjoying it.
Cambry, how about you tell me about what you do at Rich outside the classroom and some activities and groups you're part of?
I just joined the band this year. Mr. Woods is having me play the flute, and it's coming along. It's not perfect, but I'm having a fun time.
So, Cambry, you joined the band your senior year. What was kind of the thought process of, hey, it's my last year at Rich High, I want to join the band? What went into that?
Well, I've always wanted to join the band, but this year I finally got the courage to do it. It's really fun learning, and I wanted to learn a new instrument. I really like music. I play the piano, but that's the only instrument I played, so I wanted to kind of expand my horizons.
Well, that's awesome, Cambry. So outside of the classroom and Rich High's walls, what do you like to do to keep yourself busy and just things that you entertain yourself with?
Well, I love to play the piano, and I also really like to draw. And I like to read, too.
All right, there we go. So quite an artistic person. Have you thought about what you want to do after Rich High? And I'm guessing it may have something to do with the music and art field?
Oh, yeah, sort of. When I graduate, I want to go to USU and get into their interior design program. I hear it's really good. And then I want to go on a mission and then come back and get my bachelor's. So I'm trying to graduate with my associates this year.
Well, that's terrific. I mean, great for you. That's a great accomplishment in interior design. How long have you known that you want to do that? Has that been a lifelong thing or kind of recent passion?
It's actually been kind of recent. I like to rearrange my room every 3 months, so I thought it would be fun to do that for a living.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't you make some money while you do it?
Yeah.
All right, Cambry, another quick question for you here, my standout student portion of the broadcast with Cambry. Cambry, let's talk about some of the faculty at Rich High. Do you have any favorite classes? And, who's kind of stuck out to you and made your 4 years at Rich really memorable?
I really like all the language arts classes. That's one of my favorite subjects, and it's just a really fun time. I also like the music classes too.
Absolutely. I could see those music classes with Mr. Woods being a favorite of yours. Cambry, have you been a part of the musical in the last couple of years?
Oh yeah, I started doing it sophomore year, and so I'm in it this year too.
Great.
And I was in it last year.
What kind of roles do you like to be in the musical?
I think it's really fun to be like kind of the side antagonist. I think it's really fun to play. I like to play funny characters.
Oh, that's awesome, Cambry. Cambry, I've pretty much got no more questions for you. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think I'm good, but thank you.
Yep, and anything else? Well, Cambry, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much.
Yep, that's Rich High senior Cambry Fairborn, the standout student.
Big thanks to Cambry for catching up with me this past week. That's our Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture, standout student. All right, folks, we are about 15-20 minutes, give or take, away from the tip-off of the Rebels varsity matchup against the Wendover Wildcats. Right now, the JV side trailing 53-40 with 38 seconds to go in the game. We'll step aside, and when we return, we'll have our T7 Propane in Woodruff Coaches Show. It's the Rebels and the Wildcats getting underway in just a few more minutes.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back into our Gary Tusher pregame show. It's time for the Coaches Show. Coaches Show presented by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Enjoy all of your propane needs. You can call them at 435-793-4208. All right, we're going to hear from the Wendover Wildcats head coach Kyle Murphy first, and then it's the Rebels' very own Lex Cornea. So let's turn things over to the Wildcats head coach, Coach Murphy.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm now with Wendover Wildcats head coach Kyle Murphy. Coach Murphy, thank you for the time today. I want to start this interview by asking how the season has gotten off for you guys and what kind of hurdles, besides what the state of Utah threw at you, have you had to overcome in the early stages of this season?
We've actually kind of been through a lot. We missed the first 3 games due to this. So we were able to our first game was with Pengwich last weekend, and we had a couple other games scheduled, but we're still trying to reschedule those right now. But we're still trying to get moving and get going on the season.
Coach Murphy, how about you give me an insight to your team and what Wendover basketball looks like this season?
We have a lot of depth. We did lose some seniors last year, key players, but we gained quite a bit more. It's the group that I had them all last year, so they just kind of stepped into the shoes the ones we lost. And, we're senior heavy. I mean, we have 10 seniors on the team. So, I mean, but our depth is, it's really good. So, we still moving the way we should be.
Coach Murphy, last year the Wildcats didn't have much of an issue with the Rebels. You guys won in a pretty dominating fashion. So what can you expect to see or anticipate coming out of Rich this year?
Well, Rich is always pretty solid. I mean, they've always had a good program. We love playing against them. A couple years ago, we matched up, and I mean, they get better through the season. So with it being we're lucky to have 2 games this year. So, we can play them now and then after the break, and we'll actually go up there. So Rich is always, they move well and they position well. And I know that they got a new coach, different coach, but I watched the game the other night and they're still the same ball club. So they just picked up where they left off last year.
Coach Murphy, I want to ask a quick question about your team and your roster. Are there any players you can highlight that Rebel fans should keep an eye out for?
Honestly, it's same group. I mean, we've got Jaime Montalvo, number 2. He's been good since, freshman year. Same with Peter Alvarez. My other guard, same thing. They complete us. We've got some good posts down low. We got 4 of those that are pretty much do the same job. And then we have our bench that's just as good. I mean, they come in and take care of business. So about the same group as last year. So
I'm with Wendover Wildcats boys basketball head coach Kyle Murphy. Coach Murphy, one final question for you today. Christmas is coming up, so what is Wendover basketball asking from Santa this year?
We are asking to be able to go down in February, if everything goes right with what's going on in the world, and be able to break our record, or personal record we have of actually winning the second game is our goal this year. Be able to, last year we stayed till Saturday, which hasn't been done in 27 years. But this year, that's our goal, is to be able to, win all the way through. So,
great. Thank you so much, Coach, for the time today.
Hey, no problem.
That's the head coach for the Wendover Wildcats, Kyle Murphy, on our T7 Propane Coaches Show.
Big thanks to Coach Murphy. We're a little over 7.5 minutes now away from the tip-off between the Rebels and the Wildcats. We'll step aside, and when we return, we'll have the second half of our T7 Propane Coaches Show with head coach Lex Cornea of the Rich Rebels men's basketball team.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch, Saddle, and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch, Saddle, and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Welcome back to Wendover High. It's time for head coach Lex Cornea to have the mic in our coaches show. So here on our Gary Tusher pregame show, let's hear from the Rebels head coach Lex Cornea ahead of the matchup today.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm now with boys basketball head coach for the Rich Rebels, Lex Cornea. Coach Cornea, let's rewind to this past weekend. You guys went out to Bridger Valley, played 3 games, won 2 of them. What's your general thoughts on the tournament, how you guys did?
Well, the point of these tournaments is to, get closer as a team, trust each other more, just be on the same page more, and also have your weaknesses exposed. And I felt like both of those things happened, and the second part of that, the weaknesses being exposed, definitely against Mountain View. We got to be able to handle the ball, but for us to know that, and on December 14th, that, hey, this is something we have to address immediately for us to keep going forward. I mean, it's a good time to know that. I think that the guys recognize that, hey, that's something that has to be addressed and has to be addressed quickly, and for us to have success. And so, yeah, it shows us what to work on, and I think that's a good thing going forward.
Coach, talk about that Mountain View loss. You guys lost by 30-plus and then turned around to win by 30-plus about an hour and a half later. So what did you guys eat or drink during that break? Because that was remarkable.
Well, the difference there is just the opponent. Pinedale's very young. They're rebuilding. They got a new coach there, and he's playing a lot of sophomores and underclassmen. So, that's just something that happens. They're growing, and the difference between Mountain View and Pinedale was not so much our kids' execution as the kids they were executing against. And we recognize that. Mountain View was a true test this weekend, and we came up very short, but at least we know in what ways we were short, and we know that that's something to focus on.
Coach, looking forward to the upcoming matchup. You guys take on Wendover on the road. What are you going to focus on most in practice this week to get ready for that matchup?
Well, obviously it's ball security coming out of the Mountain View game. But, I do think Wendover plays an up-tempo game, which we saw definitely 2 of those this last weekend and another one in Telos the week before that. So I think we kind of know their style, and yeah, I think it's somebody that we're prepared for. I mean, Wendover, they went to the 1A preview and had some success, and I think they're firing on all cylinders. But I also think they're very similar to the pace of play we've already seen. So it's going to be up and down. We need to control that pace, and our goal is going to be to slow that down a little bit. They're a team that wants to, have 50-plus possessions in a game. And we got to take care of the ball and not give them that. The more times they have the ball in their hands, the more successful they're going to be, and we need to kind of control tempo through both our offense and our defense. But these guys have played Wendover before. They know that team. I think they know what to expect, and they know what they have to do to be able to win.
With Rebels boys basketball head coach Lex Cornea. Coach, one final question for you. It's the holiday season. What is Rich boys basketball asking for Christmas this year?
Well, I think just unity. That's what every team needs right now, because that's what it takes in March. And Utah's a little bit different than what I'm used to, where in Wyoming your first 10 games have no bearing on postseason whatsoever. Utah has RPI, so it's a little bit different, but still the goal of these games is the same. Your win-loss record isn't as important as kind of the groundwork that you lay with your guys, kind of the just the trust that they can all be in the right spot, they can catch, they can play, they can predict what the other person's going to do, and just being together on the same page. So that would be a great Christmas present, because the games that really matter are all down the road.
Absolutely. That's boys basketball head coach for the Rich Rebels, Lex Cornea, on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you so much, Coach.
That was head coach Lex Cornea. All right, folks, let's continue on here in the final minutes of our Gary Tusher pregame show. We'll get into our Laketown Ledger. Let's learn about the 2 sides in the history in our Laketown Ledger provided by the town of Laketown. So the Rebels are 2-2 versus Wendover all time. They dropped the last matchup 80-68, so Rich will look to even it out and get up 3-2 in the series. Now, before we get the national anthem underway here, how about our Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice? The Wendover Wildcats are in their home white uniforms with green on the front and back with numbers on the front, and it's got a green trimming on the side of their shorts. And as for the Rich Rebels, they're going to be in their road blue uniforms. A sparse crowd here for our Old Chicago pregame slice. Not a lot of fans. No Rich fans, I believe, were really allowed to travel. So Wendover Wildcats putting some restrictions on opposing fans, and even for the home fans right now, a bit of a thin crowd. So that is our Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice. Pizzas and more built from scratch, one delicious ingredient at a time. Go visit them in Logan. All right, we're going to step aside during the presentation of our colors here. It's the Rebels and the Wildcats on 98.3 FM, K80Q, and at mylocalradio.com.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Two of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
We just had some of these starting lineups announced, and a bit of a change for Rich. We're going to see Hayden Meeks start for the first time this season as we now get into our starting lineups for the bad guys. It's the Wendover Wildcats. It is Peter Alvarez starting out there. Easton Tangero joining the starting ranks, a senior. And Jostin Gomez, number 25, starting as well, another senior. And that's our starting lineups. Let's get quickly into our keys of the game. So for Rich, it's correct the weaknesses. Coach Cornea talked about taking those weaknesses exposed last week and improving on them. Number 2, continue what works. You also found out a lot about yourself and a lot of your strengths. And number 3, strong start. You're on the road here. Don't fall behind early. And that is going to do it for our pregame show. Thanks to Gary Tusher. And now let's get into the first quarter of Rebel basketball. It's Rich and Wendover here from the western corner of Utah. And we'll be having a starting tip between Tangero and Taylor. It goes to Truman Huffner. Huffner passing along the wing on the right side of him to Connor Greer, who dribbles to his left on the top of the key. He passes to Scott, has his pass taken away, and here's Tangero with it. Easton Tangero moving up the court, passing it off. And we're having a bit of movement, and it's taken away by Huffner. That's Connor Greer, I beg your pardon, with a great steal brought to you by the Rich County government. The Rebels moving along. Scott for 3 from the corner off the mark. Meek tried to put it up on the rebound, unsuccessful, and here come the Wildcats. They move it across half court. Alvarez for a long two. That's off the mark, and it's rebounded by Greer. Scoreless here to start the first quarter on our Station on Main scoreboard. Connor Greer looks inside right now to Huffner. Huffner puts up a bit of a floater off the back iron. Rebound goes to Gomez. Gomez hands it off to Montanavo. Montanavo looking up top to Alvarez. Alvarez passing to Jimmy Escanero. Wildcats moving along the perimeter. Now they look inside to Gomez, and he has it poked away by Greer. Loose ball on the ground, and it looks like a jump ball will be called. So we have our first jump ball. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless on that Station on Main scoreboard. Inbound pass. Now move to the top of the key to Gomez. Wildcats driving in, pulling up for a jumper, making it was Jaime Montanavo. And it's Wendover striking first. They lead 2-0. Here's Meek with it, passing out to the near wing to Scott. Scott yet to dribble, and now he bounce passes to Huffner. Huffner looks inside to Taylor, who's in a jam, and a travel is called as Riley Taylor picked up his pivot foot. So the Rebels turn it over with 6:22 to go here in our first quarter. It's 2-0 Wildcats. Montanavo brings the ball up the court, moving along the left side. Now he's fouled as he made his way towards the baseline. It's the first foul for Rich and the first foul for Riley Taylor. Taylor, a senior, had such a strong start to the season so far. It's Peter Alvarez, a senior, to inbound it. He gets it out to Jimmy Escarano. Escarano moving it outside. Here's Tangero. Tangero inside the paint, splashes it home. 4-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats leading. Hayden Meek has it for the Rebels. Passing it to the top of the key right now to Greer, who was all the way in the middle of the court when he got it. Meek on the near wing right now. Passing it over to Taylor, who flips it across to John Scott at the top of the arc. Arc dribbling to his left, going into the paint. Floater off the mark, no good. Rebound Wildcats. 4-0 Wendover with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Here is a driving Jaime Montanavo, and he is fouled going up. He'll shoot two. So Jaime Montanavo, a senior and one of the core members of this Wendover team. His first free throw too deep, no good. Still 4-0 Wendover. Second free throw now for Jaime is up, and that's no good as well. Loose ball, who's got it? Rebound goes to Rich. It's Hayden Meek with it in the corner, trapped. And I believe Coach Cornier we have a foul called on the Wildcats as Hayden Meek was trapped along the base, along the sideline. Inbound pass from Scott goes to Meek. First time Meek has started this year, and first time Logan Muirbrook has not started. Inbound pass goes to Scott. Now it's Scott actually at the top of the key, passing to Greer on the near side. Greer drives into the paint, dishes out to Correa, who just checked into the game. Moving along the baseline and putting it home was Truman Huffner. I beg your pardon, get my names mixed up. Connor Greer. 4-2 Wendover. Greer with his first basket of the day and the first points for Rich. Wendover moving alongside the perimeter of the three-point line. Leading by 2 with just over 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. Driving in and ditching it off to Gomez, who put it home, was Peter Alvarez. So 6-2 now on the Station on Main scoreboard in favor of Wendover as Rich tried to move the ball down the court, but a batted pass goes out of play, and it's Rich ball to inbound it at that midcourt line. Hayden Meek will inbound it. Bounce pass goes to Scott. Scott on his half of the court, crosses half court now. Passes to the elbow to Huffner. Huffner looks inside to Greer. Greer shot off target, and here come the Wendover Wildcats. Maldonado, it's Alvarez off the glass and good. It is 8-2. And a quick turnover from Rich. No, that ball goes out of play, and they're going to keep it with the Rebels. Timeout is called now. So with 4:14 remaining in the first quarter, it's 8-2 Wendover.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
An 8-2 lead for the Wendover Wildcats on our Station on Main scoreboard as we return to the first quarter of action. It's been a hot start for Wendover, which caused Coach Corney to call timeout. The only 2 points for Rich came off a Connor Greer reverse layup and a beauty too. But Wendover has done a great job of controlling the tempo, picking up their speed when they want to. Hayden Meek will inbound it now to John Scott. Inbound play provided by Mound Valley Cattle Company, and now Scott driving on the right half of the court. Bounce pass to Meek at the top of the arc. He passes inside to Huffner, who passes to Carrillo at the block. Carrillo off the glass and good. Put his defender in a spin cycle. It's now 8-4 Rebels behind the Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. First basket of the day for Carrillo. Rebels coming with the ball on the defensive end now. Rich moving it up. It's Greer passing inside to Huffner. His baseline shot off target. Rebound goes to Meek, who gets it out to Connor Greer. Greer driving on the left side, and a foul is called on Wendover. So clearly Coach Corney's timeout has worked. Picked up a basket, forced to stop, and now threatening on the offensive half. Connor Greer to inbound it for Rich beneath the Wendover basket. Greer bounce passes it in to Carrillo, who looks up top to Huffner. Truman Huffner passing it off to Hayden Meek at the top of the arc. Meek using a screen going to his right, now passes to the near corner to Huffner, who looks inside to Scott, off the glass, and one! What a good pass, but an even better finish from the senior Scott. And Rich has the opportunity to complete the three-point play and make it a one-point game. It's 8-6 Wendover with senior John Scott making a trip to the free throw line to attempt a Bear Lake Realty free throw. John Scott has been so consistent at the free throw line this year, and he puts that home. 8-7. Rebels trailing by just one now. Here come the Wildcats. They've got on the far side to Tangero. Tangero looks up top to Alvarez. Alvarez over to Moltenavo. Moltenavo driving in and puts the floater back down, and it's now a 10-7 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard for Wendover. Meek to inbound it, finds Greer near half court, and ball gets ping-ponged around to John Scott eventually. Greer loads up for a three on the far side. That's well off the mark. Rebound goes to Tangero for Wendover. Here come the Wildcats, moving it up the court. Alvarez shuffled his feet before driving into the paint. It's Rebel ball after a Wendover turnover. 10-7 Wildcats, 2:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Scott inbounds it to Meek. Meek crosses half court. Picks up his dribble, passes to Greer on the far side. Connor Greer being face guarded. Now he drives in along the baseline, has his layup denied. But the Rebels will hold on to the possession. They will inbound it beneath the Wildcat basket. Trailing by three with just under 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Inbound pass goes to Meek, who's wide open at the block but can't put it home. Tough miss for Hayden Meek, and now here come the Wildcats. Alvarez driving in, dishing it off to Gomez at the block, looks up top. It's Moltenavo with it, puts up a three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Huffner, who passes to Carrillo. Riley Carrillo looks up court to Connor Greer on the far wing. He looks to Hayden Meek now in the far corner, who feeds it inside to Carrillo off the glass and bangs off the rim. Rebound goes to Wendover. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3-point lead for Wendover. Wildcats look inside to Gomez. Gomez off the glass and knocks it in. 12-7 Wendover on the Station on Main scoreboard. Connor Greer on the far side with it. Now dribbling to his right and reverses course, works along the baseline. Rebound Tangero. He hands it off to Moltenavo, who bounced past it to a cutting Rodriguez. And a charge is drawn by Riley Carrillo in the paint. That was Keyshawn Rodriguez, who just checked into the game a few moments ago. And Riley Carrillo draws the charge. First foul for Rodriguez with 1:21 to go in the first quarter. 12-7 Wendover. John Scott with the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Goes to Jaden Grohl, who just checked in himself. Both sides going to the bench a little bit here in the first quarter. It's Connor Greer with it on the near side. Pass to Greer at the top of the key, who goes to Scott in the far corner for three. That's offline. Rebound Gomez. Wendover gets it across half court with Alvarez. Alvarez driving in from some fancy moves. Goes out of play and last touch by a Wildcat. That's Rebel basketball with 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rich trailing by 5. Inbound pass goes to Grohl, who gives it right back to the man who gave it to him, Scott. Scott now has his pass to Greer, a little too hard and off Greer's fingertips, not a play. Wendover ball. Wildcats inbound it. They're on a bit of a run right now. 4-0 run. Maybe a bit of an exaggeration with a bit of a run, but here come Wendover right now. They feed it out to Rodriguez, who drives into the paint, off the glass, and good. 14-7, 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Rich gets it across half court. It's John Scott with it. He passes the far wing to Greer, who looks inside to Huffner, even more inside to Carrillo in the paint. His shot, no good. Rebound Gomez. Gomez passing it out to Peter Alvarez. Alvarez on the far side of the court with under 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Trying to get some separation. Now steps within the three-point line for a long two. Rebound to Greer. 1 second. Puts up a Hail Mary, and that's no good. So the first quarter comes to a close. It's a 14-7 lead for the Wendover Wildcats on our Station on Main scoreboard. We'll get ready for our second quarter right after this.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Rebels get the inbound pass. Now it's John Scott with his side, trailing by 7 as we start our Stacy's Repair second quarter. Inside shot from Taylor off the mark, and rebound goes to Tangero, who is fouled. It's a 14-7 lead for the Wendover Wildcats in our second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. That's Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Tangera moving it outside, top of the key, a long three off mark from Alvarez. But the Wildcats retain possession with an offensive board, and they nail a three. 3-point ball from Jaime Maltonavo adds to the Wildcat lead. It's now 17-7 as Rich's response from Connor Greer is off the mark. 10-point deficit for the Wildcats. Rodriguez with it now, dishes it out. Thought about shooting a three was Alvarez, but he shuffled his feet. That's his second travel here in the first half. 7:09 remaining in the first half of the game. It's John Scott with an inbound pass to Connor Greer. Greer slowly, methodically dribbling across half court, now passes it out to Scott. Scott looking inside to Greer, and it looked like a quarterback wide receiver combination as Greer went up for the jump ball, kind of over the defensive back, if I could use another football term. Now a referee blew his whistle, and head coach Kyle Murphy for Wendover does not like the call. But the Rebels will inbound it beneath the Wendover basket. Jaden Grohl checks out for Truman Huffner. Greer to inbound it. Looks to the near corner. Now he finds Scott within the perimeter. Scott working along the baseline, passing it off to Logan Meerbrook, who just checked in for the first time. His elbow jumper's off the target, but you know what it is? It's Truman Huffner's putback shot. Good offensive glass by Huffner, and it's now 17-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A long three-point shot is on target from Wendover. That's Jaime Maltonavo knocking it in to build back the lead for Wendover. It's 20-9. A couple of quick baskets between the two sides. Taylor looks inside to Logan Meerbrook. Whistle was blown, and it's a defensive foul on Wendover. Connor Greer to inbound it beneath the Wildcats basket. Greer looks up top to Huffner. Just over 6 minutes to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. 20-9 Wildcats. Taylor working alongside the block, up the glass, and good, and one. Good physical play by Riley Taylor. And now he has an opportunity to make it a three-point play. It's 20-11 Wendover. Taylor gets his first points of the day. And the three-point play is completed. 20-12. Rebels trailing by 8. Alvarez brings the ball up the court. He's guarded by Greer. He passes outside for a long three from Maltonavo. That's off the target and rebounded Taylor, who is fouled. So if Rich is going to get back in this game, at least here in the first half, I'm sure these fouls on the Wildcats' end will help greatly. It's the 8th foul for Wendover. Trying to peek at the scoreboard. So we have a 1-1. It's got to be the 7th foul in that case then. But it's Riley Taylor for the first half of the 1-1. Free throw up and good. That moves the score to 20-13 in favor of the Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor with 4 quick points already. Make it 5. Second free throw good from Riley Taylor. It's now 20-14 Wendover. Maltonavo dribbling on the left half of the court. Now he passes up top to Keyshawn Rodriguez. Rodriguez and his side leading by 6 with 5:40 to go in the second quarter. Alvarez dribbling to his right from the top of the arc. Looking inside and now feeding it outside. A couple of hard passes. Goes off the arms of Tangero, but last touch by a Rich Rebel on its way out of play. So it will be a Wildcat inbound beneath the Rebel basket. Peter Alvarez to inbound it. Bounce pass inside to Tangero. Tangero trying to go up. He's fouled. It's the 4th team foul for Rich in this first half. So no free throws yet. Another inbound for the Wildcats as Riley Carrillo gets set to check back in for Rich for Riley Taylor. Riley Taylor with 5 of the team's 7 points here in the second quarter. Now here's Alvarez to inbound it for Wendover. Beneath the Rebels basket, looks up top, it escapes Rodriguez's fingertips, goes all the way down to court, picked up by Carrillo in the far corner. He passes to Scott. Scott dribbling into the paint, putting up a floater. He's fouled. Basket no good, but 2 free throws for John Scott. He's got 3 points here in the first half. And he'll have an opportunity to make it a 4-point play, a 4-point game. 5:20 remaining in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. As the first free throw from Scott is on the way and off the front iron, no good. A couple of Bear Lake Realty free throws. You can visit Gary McKee at BearLakeRealty.com, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in Bear Lake. Second free throw up and no good as well, so a pair of misses from Scott. Rebound goes to the Wildcats. Here's Moltenavo. Jaime Moltenavo goes to his right at the top of the arc. Now he's on the far side of the court. Bounce pass goes to Tangera at the top of the arc, who looks to Alvarez on the near wing. Alvarez trying to feed it inside to Moltenavo, but his pass airmails everyone, goes out of play, and that's going to be Rebel basketball in their half of the court. John Scott with the Mountain Valley Cattle Company inbound play. With 5:04 to go, Rich trails 20-14. Scott brings it up across half court. He passes to Greer on the far wing. Greer uses a screen from Muirbrook. Now works alongside the baseline. A long 2-point shot is good. Connor Greer picks up his first basket of the second quarter. It's now 20-16. Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wendover working alongside the baseline. Rising up was Alvarez, but his shot was short, and it's rebounded by Greer. Greer brings the ball up across half court, passes to Huffner. Huffner gives it back to Greer, who goes inside the paint, now goes back outside, and his shot off the line. Rebound Gomez. He's got a wide open Wildcat. That's Jaime Moltenavo putting it off the glass, and good. 22-16. Back to a 6-point game for Wendover with 4:11 remaining in the first half. Inside pass goes to Carrillo. His shot no good. Rebound goes to Gomez. Joyston Gomez passes it off to Moltenavo. Moltenavo now looks to Alvarez at the top of the key, who passes inside, has it stolen away by Truman Huffner. Huffner dribbling it, has his dribble stolen as well, so back-to-back turnovers off a pair of steals. Just over 3.5 now to go here in the second quarter. Rich trailing 22-16. Here's Orlando Alvarez, and it looks like a offensive foul. Everyone was pretty stagnant for a moment. Yeah, an offensive foul. So no shooting when it comes to offensive fouls when you're in the bonus. But it will be Rebel basketball with 3:35 remaining in the first half. Rich trails 22-16. Inbound pass from Huffner goes to Scott. Scott crosses midcourt. Starts the dribbles to his right, now goes to his left and back to his right. Passes to Muirbrook on the near wing. He gives it to Huffner at the top of the key. Passes inside to Carrillo. His shot off the glass is no good. Rebound goes to Gomez. Gomez handing it off to Alvarez, who picks up his speed and goes in and out of the paint. Now works alongside the baseline off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound. Second chance opportunities off the mark, but there's Keyshawn Rodriguez to clean up the mess and put it home. 24-16. Wendover leading. Scott passing now for Rich to Greer on the far wing, who dribbles alongside the baseline, and a foul is drawn by Connor Greer, who will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. 2:52 to go in our Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels trailing by 8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. First free throw up and no good, so 3 straight misses from the Rebels at the free throw line. Greer trying to snap that. Second free throw up and good from Greer. 24-17. Rebels behind as Connor Greer picks up his 5th point of the game. Some substitutions being made as Carrillo checks out for the Rebels and Jaden Grohl comes in. Orlando Alvarez, a sophomore, brings the ball up for Wendover. Orlando bounce passing to Gomez. Gomez at the top of the arc. Looks to Jaime Maltonavo. Maltonavo on the near wing, guarded by Grohl, who looks to Gomez at the top of the key. He drives down the left half. Tries to put a shot up. It's blocked by Grohl from behind. That's Meerbrook, actually. Now he looks inside to Scott, who has his pass taken away, and here come the Wildcats. Maltonavo on the far side with it, dribbling to his left to the top of the arc, now passing to Orlando Alvarez on the near wing. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. A long three from Maltonavo. Off target, rebound goes to Greer. Greer brings the ball up. And some poor passes from Rich leads to another turnover, goes to Wendover. Alvarez gets across half court with it. Under 2 minutes remaining in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. On the far side is Escarano. Dribbling on the far wing, looks inside to Maltonavo, who picks up his dribble on the baseline. Now he feeds out to Orlando Alvarez, a long three. That's off cue. And here come the Rebels. It's Connor Greer driving into the paint, ditching it out to Jaden Grohl, who drove in himself, had his pass taken away. 3 straight possessions resulting in turnovers for Rich. Orlando Alvarez draws the foul and one. Drove up and elevated himself as Jaden Grohl fouled him. And it's 26-17 now. Wendover leading. 1:19 remaining in the second quarter. Wendover doing a great job of spreading the love right now when it comes to scoring. Seeing both Peter and Orlando Alvarez get on the scoreboard as Alvarez misses that free throw, but offensive board will restart the possession for Wendover. Wildcats move to the near side. A long three from Escarano. That's off the mark. Rebound gets out of play. Last touch by a Rebel. So with 1:07 to go in the first half, it's another chance for the Wildcat offense as they will inbound it beneath the Rebel basket. Inbound pass goes to Orlando Alvarez on the far side. Alvarez dribbling to his left to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble, passes to Rodriguez on the near side. Rodriguez goes into the paint, and a foul on the floor before the basket. It is the 6th foul on Rich, so no free throws yet. That's fortunate for the Rebels right now, who are trailing 26-17 on the Station on main scoreboard. Jaime Maltonavo will inbound it beneath the Rebel basket with just under a minute to go in the first half. Bounce pass goes to Gomez. Gomez called for a double dribble. So the Rebels will take over. They have turned it over their last 3 possessions. They sure do need a basket to pick up some momentum going into the half. Inbound pass goes to Grohl, who gives it right back to Scott. Scott crossing half court, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Scott dribbling to his left, picks up his dribble, passes it off to Greer. Greer looks inside to Meerbrook. Meerbrook off the glass and good. Great finish by Logan Meerbrook. 26-19, Rebels trailing as Logan Meerbrook gets his first basket of the day. But the Wildcats respond with a basket of their own very quickly. 25 seconds to go in the first half. It's 28-19. Scott moving alongside the top of the arc, has his pass taken away. A speedy Maltonavo puts it in. It's now 30-19. 11-point game, and Scott lost the ball, but traveled it. He kind of had it stuck, pinned alongside his back a little awkwardly, but his feet kept moving. That ball wasn't touching the ground. So with 7.3 seconds, here comes the inbound pass to Orlando Alvarez. 3 seconds. A 3-point shot from number 2, Maltonavo. That's off the mark, and that will do it for the first half of action. a jam-packed first half as well, but the Rebels looking to improve in the second half. They're trailing 30-19 against the home Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. All right, folks, I invite you to stick around for our Crawford Trough halftime show. We'll have our Town of Randolph first half highlights as we get ready for the third quarter of Rebel basketball. But for now, it's a 30-19 lead for the Wendover Wildcats over the Rich Rebels.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. History from the gangsters of the past like Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Bonnie and Clyde are at the Legal Tender restaurant located inside the Best Western Dunmar Inn. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the motel. During his FBI career, Dub worked with many other famous agents like Elliot Ness and Sam Calley to take the criminals down. From the names on the menu to the nostalgia on the walls, notorious figures from the 1920s are all around. Come and enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by history today at the Legal Tender restaurant, 1601 Harrison Drive, Evanston.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
It's halftime here from Wendover, Utah, right on the border of Nevada, and it's a deficit for the Rich Rebels. They are trailing 30-19 on the road. They'll look to get back into some offensive rhythm in the second half of action. Let's see what adjustments Coach Cornea and his side are going to make. Now, we'll have a brief Crawford Trough halftime show. Let's get our halftime camera up for all of you watching at mylocalradio.com. The Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. Their winter hours are Thursday through Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m. Always a delicious burger among many other things at the Crawford Trough. You can visit them on Main Street in Randolph. All right, folks, we'll have our first half highlights provided by the town of Randolph, but so far let's check out our stats here in the first half before we get to our highlights. So the leading scorer for the Rebels after 2 quarters of basketball, it's a two-way tie between Riley Taylor and Connor Greer, both with 5 points, and you know that's not what the team wants to hear, that their leading scorer only has 5 points at the end of the first half. So offensively, 19 points to show for. That is not what Coach Cornea wants to see from his group. Now, make no mistake, this is a very good Wendover team. They beat the Rebels by nearly 20 points in that in their matchup last year. So Rich trying to find some success, but a lot of returning players. Looking at the starting lineup for Wendover, you get to start 5 guys in basketball, and all 5 were seniors. So a lot of returning firepower for this Wendover squad, and the Rebels are facing it right now. It's a 30-19 lead. We have about 5.5 minutes to go until the Epic Recreation third quarter begins. But before then, we'll step aside for another quick break. And when we return, we'll have our Town of Randolph first half highlights. So don't go anywhere. It's an 11-point game at the half between the boys basketball team of Rich and the Wendover Wildcats.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Welcome back to halftime here on our Crawford Trough halftime show. It's the Rebels behind 30-19 against the home squad, the Wendover Wildcats. And let's get into our first half highlights provided by the town of Randolph. So checking out those first half highlights, we had Riley Taylor go off for 5 points all in the second quarter, doing a bulk of his damage at that free throw line. As for any three-point shooting, the Rebels have yet to make a three-point shot, I believe, so they'll try to pick up some offense that way. As for some other first-half highlights, we had Connor Greer and Riley Correa with some beautiful finishes along the baseline and right beneath the basket. One of them was a reverse layup, just some great finesse and touch to their shot. So those are definitely some of our leading first-half highlights. Some other highlights include on the defensive side, we had some great Rich County government steals. We saw John Scott and Connor Greer. Greer leads the team with nearly 4 steals per game this year and doing so far today. But that's going to do it for our first half highlights here on the Crawford Trough halftime show, as both players from both teams return to the court to warm up before the third quarter. Brought to you by Epic Recreation gets underway. A little over 2 minutes remaining in the halftime show here, but when we return, we'll step aside for another quick break. We'll have the third quarter of Rich Rebel basketball. It's the Rebels trailing 30-19 against the Wendover Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
And we've got the second half of action underway, and starting with a Wendover 3 from Rodriguez. That's off the mark, gets his own rebound and puts it in. So the Wildcats start this third quarter on a hot note. It's now 32-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we update that for you watching back at home. Rebels trying to respond with a quick basket of their own, but unable to, so here come the Wildcats. Maltonavo working alongside the baseline, now moving in, guarded by Meek, picked up his dribble, handed off to Tangero, kicks it out to Rodriguez at the three-point line who drove in. And it looks like a charge was drawn by Rich. 7:13 to go in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. You can visit them at epicrecreation.net or call them at 435-946-EPIC. All right, it's the Rebels getting the ball across half court. Hayden Meek passing inside to Taylor, who has his shot fall short. Rebound, Wildcats. Alvarez dribbling on the right half of the court, moves it over to Orlando Alvarez along the baseline. He looks up top to Gomez from the free throw line. Rebound, Huffner. Huffner dribbling and slowing down his pace, trying to draw a foul, but unable to. It's Connor Greer, I beg your pardon. Hayden Meek on the far wing, looks up top to Meerbrook. Now he passes to Greer on the near side. Greer inside to Taylor, off the glass. He's fouled, he'll shoot two. Shot was no good, but he's able to make a trip to the free throw line. Speaking of Bear Lake Realty free throw line, let's put on our Bear Lake Realty fan cam, and unfortunately, we don't have any fans to show. The Rebel fans were not allowed to travel, is my understanding, to Wendover, as the first free throw is good. So that's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. It's everyone back at home right now listening in their cars or watching on our live stream. Thanks to Gary and Amber McKee. Let's get back to the action. It's now 32-20. Make it, yep, we'll keep it right there as the second free throw is no good, but Meerbrook gets the offensive board and the Rebels hold on to it. They kick it out to Greer for three, short. Offensive board from Taylor is off mark, but it was last touched by a Wildcat as it went out of play, so Rebels will hold on to it. Rich moving the ball along the perimeter. Huffner drives in, puts up a floater. He's fouled, so a tough start for Wendover in terms of obeying the rules. They have already gotten 3 fouls charged against them, and we have 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go in our third quarter. 12-point game. Huffner trying to cut into that deficit, and he does with a make on his first free throw attempt. 32-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Huffner gets his third point of the game with that make, trying to make it point number 4 and make it a 10-point game. Second free throw up off the front iron. Rebound goes to Alvarez. That's Maltonavo bringing the ball across half court. Jaime Maltonavo guarded by Meek. Bounce pass goes to Badillo. It's in the corner right now with Maltonavo passing to Alvarez, who looks to the top of the key to Badillo. Maltonavo driving along the baseline, off the glass and good. Great finish from Jaime Maltonavo, and here come the Rebels. Greer passes up court, but not before a whistle blew to stop play. It's 34-21, and I think we had an injured player. That's what it was. So Jaime Maltonavo was behind the scenes, and he looks a little shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. In the meantime, it's Keyshawn Rodriguez checking in and replaced for Jaime. Huffner to inbound, it goes to Meek. He passed to Greer in the wing, who looks inside to Taylor, who had his shot off the target. And here comes Orlando Alvarez the opposite direction on the near wing. 5.5 remaining in the third quarter. 34-21 lead for Wendover. Alvarez passing to Rodriguez, giving it over to Orlando Alvarez. Alvarez at the top of the arc, looking inside to Gomez. Gomez posting it up, and rebound Huffner. Hayden Meek will bring the ball up for Rich. Meek crosses half court, passes to Greer on the near wing. Greer passing it inside the paint to Taylor, who moves himself outside, and now a bounce pass to Meek on the far wing. Meerbrook working alongside the block and drew a foul. It is foul number 4 for the Wildcats. 34-21 lead for Wendover with 5:04 to go in our Epic Recreation third quarter. Pair of subs coming in for Rich. It's Hunter Pace for the first time today and John Scott. Huffner and Meek checked out. Some more substitutions, and happy to see Maltonavo come back in the game, and he's okay. Greer to inbound it. Looks up top and finds Scott. Scott moving inside the paint, now going outside pass to Greer for a 3. Offline, loose ball, who's got the rebound? Connor Greer tracks it down. Greer passing it inside to Taylor as that ball is last touched by a Wildcat and gets out of play. A little under 5 minutes remaining in our third quarter. 13-point lead for Wendover. Greer to do the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play beneath the basket. Passing it to Scott on the near corner. Scott passing up top to Hunter Pace. Pace passing it to the far wing to Greer. Greer bounce pass inside to Taylor along the block. Kicks it out for a Meerbrook 3. Offline, rebound Scott though. Scott among the trees, trying to go up with it. He is fouled. A shooting foul. And John Scott will go to the free throw line, and this could be trouble for Wendover. It's the 5th foul with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. If Rich is going to come back in this one, free throws will be crucial. First free throw up from Scott, and money. 34-22, back to a 12-point game on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott picks up his first point of the second half, and he adds to it with that second make. 34-23 with 4:30 and counting to go in the third quarter. Here come Wendover. It's a Rodriguez 3 that's off the target, and it's rebounded by Taylor. Taylor hauls it in. He passes out to Scott, crossing half court now. John Scott at the top of the arc. Wants to go inside. He goes to the near wing to Greer. Greer passing it into Logan Meerbrook. Off the glass and good. What a great finish by the senior Meerbrook. And it's now 34-25, and a couple Rebel makes have made Coach Murphy call timeout. So Wendover will talk things over, but when we return, it's now a 9-point game on the Station on Main scoreboard with 4:07 to go in the third quarter.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to Wendover High. It's a slimmer lead now for the Wildcats, 34-25. And with 4 minutes to go in our third quarter, it's Maltonavo bringing the ball up for Wendover. He hands it off to Orlando Alvarez at the top of the key. Bounce pass goes to Jimmy Escarano. Escarano looks to the far corner to Maltonavo. Alvarez in the corner taking the pass. And Wendover moving alongside the left half of the court. Now they go to Keyshawn Rodriguez on the near wing. Rodriguez trying to direct traffic, dribbles to his left, passes out to Alvarez. Alvarez guarded by Pace with lots of space. Here's Alvarez driving in, kicking it out to Escarano. Escarano flipping it over to Maltonavo. Maltonavo at the top of the key, now dribbles in, dishes it out for a three-point shot that goes in and out of the basket. Rebound Rodriguez, who puts it in on the offensive glass. It's 36-25 Wildcats. Rich gets the ball across half court. Scott drives in. Great finish. Parting of the Red Sea in the paint, and an easy bucket for John Scott. 36-27 now. Orlando Alvarez dribbling to his left, dishing it out and getting it right back. Alvarez backtracking, approaching the center circle. Inbound pass goes to Gomez, who is fouled before he went up with it, and this will be the first foul for the Rebels in the second half with 2:45 remaining in our Epic Recreation third quarter. It will be Jaime Maldonado to inbound it beneath the Rebel basket. 9-point margin right now between these two sides. Truman Huffner checks back in the game for Riley Taylor. Maldonado inbounds it to Alvarez near the center court line. He gets it right back to Maldonado for three. Off mark, and rebound goes to Huffner. Here's Hunter Pace on a 2-on-1. Wanted to go to Scott, but has pass taken away. Going the opposite direction now is the Wildcats. They find a wide open man beneath the basket, but layup no good. Rebound Pace. Greer dribbling across half court, passing to Scott on the near wing, driving along the baseline, dishing out to Meerbrook, who puts up from the block and puts it in. 36-29, the lead beginning to slim down. Orlando Alvarez crosses half court with just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 7-point game. Gomez working alongside the post. Loose ball, whistle blew. Are we going to have a jump ball? Indeed we are. And the possession arrow is going the Rebel way. So it will be Rich basketball with 1:59 remaining in the Epic Recreation third quarter. 7-point game now. Inbound pass goes to Pace. Hunter Pace getting himself across half court. Guarded by Orlando Alvarez. Now passes to Scott on the far wing. Looks up top to Meerbrook. Meerbrook goes to Pace on the near wing. He goes in the paint and now backs out of it. Hunter Pace picking up his dribble. Puts up a floater with traffic around him, and somehow that falls. What a great basket by Hunter Pace. It's 36-31, and the Rebels are beginning to make their comeback. 5-point game with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Pace picks up his first basket of the day. Wildcats have at the top of the key. It's a driving Alvarez. His shot off the glass, rebound Pace. Hunter Pace looking down court, and that pass went into Nevada. Too high for Connor Greer. And it's going to be Wildcat basketball. Pace will check out after the game. Replacing him is junior Riley Carrillo. Little over a minute to go in our third quarter. Maldonado gets across half court for Wendover. Passes to Peter Alvarez on the far wing. He's guarded by Greer. Dribbling to his right to the top of the key. Passing off to Maldonado. Now on the near wings, Orlando Alvarez passing to Peter Alvarez. Alvarez on the near wing, dribbling to his left to the top of the arc. Dribbles in, picks up his dribble at the free throw line, looks for Gomez. Ball escapes a couple players and squirts out to a friendly Wendover hand. Peter Alvarez with 40 seconds picks up his dribble, looking for someone to pass it off to. Alvarez goes to his right now hands it off to Orlando Alvarez. Pair of Alvarez's passing to each other with under 30 seconds to go. Maldonado now takes the bounce pass. Jaime Maldonado letting this clock run down. 15 seconds now on the clock. Orlando Alvarez with it, driving into the paint, reversing to Peter Alvarez for a long three. Rebound goes to Huffner. 5 seconds. Huffner looks up top to Scott. 2 seconds. Scott for the three-point line. Nearly fell, but off the target. And that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter, but the Rebels cut into the deficit. They were trailing by 11, and now it's a 5-point game as we get ready for our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. It's a close one. 36-31 Wendover on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Strong second half of that third quarter has cut the deficit. The Rebels trail 36-31 as we enter the fourth quarter here in Wendover, Utah. Happy to have you alongside me. I'm Matthew Peterson. No matter where you're joining us, thank you for making Rebel basketball a part of your Friday night. Inbound pass goes to Maldonado. He's guarded by Scott. He puts up a three off the iron. Rebound, Correa. Here come the Rebels the opposite direction. Looking to Huffner on the near wing. Huffner passing the top of the key to Scott, who picks up his dribble at the free throw line and gives it back to Truman. Inbound pass, inside pass goes to Meerbrook. His shot rolls off the iron, no good. Rebound, Peter Alvarez. Alvarez putting on some moves, now passing it to Orlando for a three. That's good. 39-31 to start this fourth quarter. Rebels behind. Rich gets it across to John Scott, picks up his dribble at the block and off the glass, and that's good. So John Scott responds quickly. 39-33 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott gets the first basket of this fourth quarter for Rich. He's got 6 second-half points right now as Wendover looks inside to Maldonado, who puts it home. And we're back to a more comfortable lead for Wendover, 41-33. 6:45 remaining in the game. Scott on the far wing looks inside to Greer. Pass was broken up and taken away by a Wildcat. Orlando Alvarez, with all the time in the world, crosses half court. Alvarez looking inside now to Peter Alvarez on the near wing. He reverses out to Orlando, who works alongside the baseline, and back to Peter. Pair of Alvarez's connecting for a couple straight passes. Flip goes to Maldonado. Maldonado very content with running some time off the clock right now. Alvarez on the far side. Looks to the corner to Maldonado, who passes up top to Gomez, and inside here as it's Peter Alvarez driving off the glass, and that's good. 43-33, and a quick 5-point surge in this fourth quarter to put the lead back to 10. .5:43, and a timeout is called by head coach Cornea. Rebels want to talk things over. They're trailing by 10 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 5:43 to go in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service, and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here in Wendover, Utah. It's a 10-point game between the Rebels and the Wildcats, and it's the home side ahead. The Wendover Wildcats leading 43-33 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 5:43 to go in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Count on us to care. That's Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. All right, folks. It was the Rebels who entered this quarter trailing by 5, but a hot start from Wendover has pushed the lead up to 10. The only basket for Rich coming off a John Scott layup, and the inbound pass delivered by Mound Valley Cattle Company goes to Hunter Pace. Pace dribbling at the top of the key, passes to the near wing to Scott. Scott goes back up top to Pace. Pace takes a moment, passes to the far wing to Greer. Greer gives it right back to Pace. Pace dribbling to his right and now handing it off to Connor Greer. Greer picks up his dribble, has it poked away but regains possession and now dishes it out to Scott. Scott trying to direct some traffic. Passes out to Pace at the top of the arc. He looks to the far corner to Greer. Greer dribbling inside the perimeter, cutting through the paint, handing it off to Pace. Puts up a three, that's short. Rebound goes to Wendover. They look all the way down the court to a wide open Jaime Maltanavo who knocks it home. 45-33 with under 5 minutes to go in the game. Rebels trailing by 12. Pace passing inside the paint. Scott puts up a great jump shot, and that's good. Back to a 10-point game, 45-35. 4 points in the fourth quarter for John Scott. He's guarding Maltanavo, who has the ball, and now he passes to Orlando Alvarez, who gives to Peter Alvarez on the near wing. Alvarez dribbling to his left, now gets inside the perimeter, wants to kick it out to Tangera, who is not on the corner like he thought he would be, and turnover goes to the Rebels. 4:20 remaining in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Rich trailing by 10. Inbound pass goes to Hunter Pace. Pace crosses midcourt. Has some room, trying to find someone to go to. Dribbling to his right. Now he goes to John Scott on the far wing. Scott passes inside to Greer, who gets it even more inside to Taylor. Dishes off to Paints inside, and a great finish from Hunter Pace. 45-37. Alvarez has it at the top of the key for Wendover. Peter Alvarez gives it to Orlando Alvarez going the opposite direction. He's near the center court logo. Dishes out to Maltanavo, and he finds a wide open Gomez at the block. 47-37 after the Gomez make. Greer has it at the far wing for Rich. Looks in the far corner for Pace, who feeds it inside to Taylor. Pass to Meerbrook. Goes up top to Connor Greer for three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound. Back outside to Greer for three. That's no good as well. And another offensive rebound, but Taylor has it stripped away. Here comes Alvarez with it. Passing off to Maltanavo. Gives it back to Peter Alvarez for three. That's off the iron. Rebound goes to Meerbrook. He passes to Hunter Pace, who crosses half court. A little under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pace passing it over to Scott, looks inside to Taylor off the glass and knocks it home. 47-39, Rebels trailing by 8. Gomez working alongside the baseline, has a shot denied. A great block from Logan Meerbrook. And it looks like the Rebels drew a foul afterwards. And a timeout is called. So a bit of confusion from both sides about what was going on, and myself included, but a timeout. And with 2:30 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter, it's the Wildcats leading 47-39 on the Station on main scoreboard.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here in Wendover. It's the Wildcats leading your Rich Rebels 47-39 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in our fourth quarter. The Rebels will inbound it on their half of the court, and they get it out to Connor Greer, who crosses half court. Greer dribbling out to the far wing, picks up his dribble, feeds it up top to Scott. Right, gives it right back to Greer, thought about shooting the three. Now he drives into the paint, layup no good, rebound Wendover. Here comes Alvarez, passing it inside of Maltonavo and off the glass and good. Quick basket from the Wildcats and back to a 10-point game, 49-39 with 2 minutes to go. Rebels have it beneath the basket. It's Jaden Grohl kicking it out to Meerbrook. Up top to Greer for a three. That's off the mark, and I don't think Rich has made a three-point shot yet today. Here comes Alvarez working alongside the baseline, and another block from Meerbrook. And they'll say Logan Meerbrook was out of bounds when he made that block, but Logan Meerbrook proving to be a tall tree here in western Utah. A couple quick blocks from the senior. Wendover to inbound it beneath the Rebel basket with 1:45 to go. Goes to Orlando Alvarez. Alvarez on the far wing, passing it off to Peter Alvarez. He is bodied by Greer. Ball comes loose. I'm not sure how that wasn't a foul, but we'll take it. Here's Connor Greer. Passing it to Scott for three. No, it's blocked. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Tangaro. Minute and a half to go. Alvarez has it for Wendover. They hand it off to Maltonavo, who stands at the center court circle. Far wing is Alvarez dribbling in, and now he's fouled with 1:10 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Some desperation from Rich. The issue is that's only their third team foul of this second half. Sometimes it actually is not a good thing to follow the rules. A long way to go until they get to 1-1. Alvarez drove in, lost it, and it's last touch by a Wildcat. So with 1:04 to go, it's Rebels trailing by 10, trying to make a miraculous comeback here. Inbound pass goes to Hunter Pace. Pace crossing half court, looking inside the paint to Riley Taylor, and whistle blows, and a kickball is called, so it will be the Rebels who inbound it beneath the Wendover basket with 54 seconds to go in the game. 49-39 Wendover on the Station on Main scoreboard. Connor Greer will inbound it. He tries to be cheeky with it and go off a defender's back and pick it up, but the Wildcats were quick to respond. So it will be Wendover now to inbound it after a foul was called on Rich. Only the third team foul for the Rebels. Inbound pass goes to Maltonavo. Jaime Maltonavo yet to get across half court. Pass it across now to Alvarez. Alvarez dribbling along the perimeter of the three-point line and gives it back to Maltonavo near half court. 35 seconds to go, and Wendover just playing keep away right now. It's Orlando Alvarez in the far corner with it, facing a double team, and Wendover calls timeout as they saw their man was stuck in some mud. So with 27 seconds to go, it's the Rebels trailing by 10 here in Wendover in the fourth quarter.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
We've got 27 seconds to go here with a 10-point lead for Wendover. The inbound pass for the Wildcats goes to Peter Alvarez. He crosses half court, moves along the right side of the court, and he's fouled as he made his way towards the basket with 20 seconds to go in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. The Rebels, I beg your pardon, Wendover is not even close to the bonus right now. That's only the fourth foul on Rich. Inbound pass beneath the basket to Maltonavo, and he is fouled, and I don't know if it's a shooting foul or on the floor. Let's see if it's 2. Nope, yep, it's a shooting foul. So 2 free throws for the senior Jaime Maltonavo, who's been having a sensational game so far, double-digit score. And with 18 seconds to go, he'll try to all but put this game away, but the first free throw, no good off the back iron. Rebels are 3-1 on the season, but they're 18.9 seconds away to go into 3-2 after a tough loss it could be. Second free throw, no good. Rebound goes to Taylor. He passes to Pace. Pace gets across half court, now looks to the far corner to Greer. Greer drives in off the glass, no good. Rebound Taylor, who goes up and is fouled. So Riley Taylor will shoot 2 free throws with 8.4 seconds to go. Taylor in this second half so far, a little quiet, only 2 points. He had 5 at the end of the first half. First free throw up from Riley, and that's good. Low scoring affair. It's now 49-40 in favor of the Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second free throw from Taylor on the way, and off the iron, rebound Scott, and off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Gomez, and jump ball is called with 3.8 seconds. It will be Rebel basketball. So likely one last shot in the game here. It's too bad we have not invented a 9-point shot yet. But 3.8 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Connor Greer will inbound it. Looking for someone, gets that to Scott. Scott at the buzzer, a long 3. Off the iron, no good, and that will do it. So the Wildcats defend their home court. They take down the Rich Rebels 49-40 here in Wendover, Utah. I invite you to stick around for our post-game show. We'll go over this one. We'll have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, the McKay Franken Precision Play of the Game, and our Auto Farm Shot and Play of the Game, along with the Garden City Game Adjustment. But the Rebels fall to 3-2 on the season, while Wendover improves to 2-1 after a 49-40 win for the Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Rich Rebel basketball coverage coming your way.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome into our post-game show. Let's recap this one as the Rebels fell to the Wendover Wildcats 49-40 here on the western half of Utah. So we will start with, yeah, why not? Let's start a little backwards today. Let's start with our Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. So talking about 40 points, that is the second lowest amount of points Rich has scored all season. No three-point shot, so it's hard to give out a shot of the game without the three-point shot. Usually that's a leading contender, but we did have a great offensive rebound and putback by Riley Taylor. So Riley Taylor will pick up our Auto Farm, a community-driven dealer, shot of the game. And in terms of the play of the game, looking at my stat sheet now, and we will give it out to John Scott. John Scott, back in that first half, he had 3 points, but 2 of them came on a beautiful reverse layup beneath the basket. So that's our shot and play of the game by Auto Farm Chevrolet, serving Rich County for generations. Now our Garden City, where families play, game adjustment. In the second and the third quarter, the Rebels were, I beg your pardon, going into the half, the Rebels were trailing by 11, 30-19. So in that third quarter, they cut it down to a 5-point deficit. And what they were able to do to tighten up was defensively, they forced some tougher shots from Wendover. not letting them get inside as much, and especially some tighter perimeter defense, as the Wildcats were no strangers to chucking up the long ball. Offensively, looking in that third quarter, they fed it to their guy, John Scott. Scott with 4 points in the third quarter to lead all Rebel scorers. So that's our Garden City Where Families Play game adjustment. All right, folks, we'll step aside for another break here, and when we return, we'll continue on in our post-game coverage. It's the Wildcats taking down the Rebels 49-40 here in Wendover.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome into our post-game coverage between the Rich Rebels and the Wendover Wildcats. It was Wendover taking a 49-40 victory over your Rich Rebels. And let's continue on with our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. We did things a little backwards today. So our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap starts like this. It was Wendover scoring the first basket of the game, and they would never relinquish the lead after that. They would close out the first quarter leading 14-7. John Scott led the Rebels with 3 points in that first quarter. Then the second quarter got a little uglier for Rich. Wendover once again adding the first basket. They would score the first basket of every quarter, actually, and they would go into the half leading 30-19. So an 11-point game at the half, and the Rebels were not going to go away, though. In the third quarter, it was the Rich Rebels cutting into this deficit. A lot of scorers contributing. We had a total of 4 different players score in the third quarter. John Scott chiming in with 4 points. John Scott would lead the Rebels in scoring today. He would amass a total of 11 points for Rich. But the end of the third quarter had the station on main scoreboard reading 36-31 Wendover. However, the fourth quarter, the Wildcats put this game away and cruised on to win 49-40 over Rich. And that is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. You can go visit them on Fun Street in Evanston. Always a delicious and quality sandwich where fresh and fast meat. Now time for our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, and I'm going to give it out to Hunter Pace. Hunter Pace did not play, I believe, in that first half, or if he did, it was very sparse minutes. But in the second half, he came off the bench for the first time, and he had a fantastic basket in the paint, off an offensive rebound with a handful of defenders around him, but threading the needle through some trees, and a great play by Hunter Pace. So he gets our Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Call the dental office of Dr. McKay Frankham to schedule your appointment today. Give him a call at 307-789-8910. All right, folks, we'll step aside and we'll come back for one last time here, as I think I'm getting a couple of nonverbal clues to leave the gym here in Wendover. But the final 49-40 Wildcats over the Rich Rebels.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain. whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back here to Wendover, the final 49-40 Wildcats over the Rebels. Rich falls to 3-2 on the season while Wendover improved to 2-1. All right, folks, let's check up our roundup calendar to see what's coming up. So we got a basketball game tomorrow. It's the girls taking on the West Side Pirates at 4 p.m. We'll have coverage for that with a 3:30 pregame show start time. You can check it out at mylocalradio.com or listen on 98.3 FM K80Q. Then the next thing on the schedule is Wednesday, December 23rd. Both Rich High and Middle School have a half day of school leading into Thursday, December 24th, also known as Christmas Eve. And I've got it as Santa departs the North Pole at about 11:59 p.m., give or take a few seconds, which sets up a wonderful Christmas day in Northeast Utah. On Friday, December 25th, we'll come back on Thursday, January 7th for the first athletic event for the new year. It's the Rich High boys basketball team taking on the North Summit Braves at home at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, Rich High wrestling will be at Kemmer. So, folks, that's going to do it for us here from Wendover. It's a 49-40 victory for the Wildcats. While Rich falls to 3-2, the Wildcats go up to 2-1. Thank you so much for making Rebel basketball a part of your Friday night. For my producer, Alyssa McDaniel, and my camera operator, Shay Pace, I'm Matthew Peterson signing off. Wildcats take down the Rebels 49-40.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On Inn in Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.